How you doing, Mr. DJ? Back on the 60s YouTube channel, and going to try to cough up a couple of videos tonight. There's so many Lost 45s to cover, so let's go ahead and get started right now. How you doing? It's time to get down on this Billboard Hot 100. The date of this Billboard Hot 100, June 6, 1964. I believe I've already given the top 5 records from that week on a previous video. But some of the other big hits that you probably remember from that week: Walk On by Dionne Warwick at number 7, Just Like Romeo and Juliet by The Reflections at number 9, P.S. I Love You by the Beatles at number 10, a song I believe they originally put out in 1962 in England but crossed over here in the States in the wake of the British invasion. Do You Love Me by the Dave Clark 5 at number 11, the energetic, the adrenalized version Contours record, and Every Little Bit Hurts by Brenda Holloway. It's kind of an obscure Motown record now, but was a pretty big hit in 1964. But the song I want to talk to you about, God, should have been maybe a slightly bigger hit. It harkens back to the early 60s, the Cameo Parkway label, Chubby Checker. Indeed, this fellow, he was kind of like a joyful fellow, a routin, well, I hate to use the word overweight. It's not politically correct word to use, but his name was Round Robin. Kick That Little Foot Sally Ann at number 95, up 2 from number 97 the previous week on Billboard's Hot 100 back in June 1964. Such a delightful dance record, Kick That Little Foot Sally Ann, but it's a Lost 45. Very, very seldom hear this on the oldie stations. The song was written by Phil Sloan, P.F. Sloan, and Steve Barry, who had a hand in Eva Destruction, wrote Eva Destruction, P.F. Sloan, and Steve Barry, who produced all those hit records by the Grassroots in the late 60s and early 70s. The Wrecking Crew, they banged on this one. They played on this record. The legendary Los Angeles Sessionaires, they played on this record, arranged by Jack Nietzsche's, Phil Spector's right-hand man, one of his right-hand men during those Wall of Sound days, Gold Star Studio. This song was recorded at the Gold Star Studio, the legendary Gold Star Studio. Jack Nietzsche. Remember the song Elusive Butterfly? Remember, well, there was a great lyrics in that song, but you remember all those strings, those wistful strings, and the lushness of that record, classically produced almost. Elusive Butterfly, by Bobby Lynn, that was arranged by Jack Nietzsche. And he arranged this record, Kick That Little Foot, Sally Ann. And I'm going off these notes that I've made the other night because I did some research on this record about a week ago when Round Robin, when this song started to take off, or when this song became popular, relatively speaking, Round Robin, he splurged. He bought 13 suits. He liked to dress up. He liked to get up and dance. It was based on a dance called the Slawson. Kind of slide around. I don't know how to do it. With my 2 left feet, I'll be sliding around, but not in a good way. Slide right off the stage. But the Slawson, it was based on a dance called the Slawson, which was named after a street in Los Angeles. He played on the Dick Clark Caravan of Stars. If you remember back in the 60s, Dick Clark Caravan of Stars, loads of people played. On this particular Caravan of Stars, Round Robin, he was joined up with the likes of Jan and Dean, Gene Pitney, and Major Lance. Let's go to the chart position of this record. Billboard's Hot 100 at number 95. It peaked at, oh my goodness, it's so lost. This record is so lost. It peaked at 61. That's it. But it was bigger in some markets than in others. In other words, on some radio stations, on one radio station, it would be up to number 8 or number 7 on their playlist. But then it would be played on another top 40 station in another city. That's just the way it worked back in the 60s. It was on Billboard's Hot 100, though, for 2 months. Not too bad. Kick That Little Foot Sally Ann by Round Robin. Billboard's Hot 100 of June 1964. Bringing back those Lost 45s.